Hi Pisces, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for January. I hope everybody's doing well. I am going to take a quick second, Pisces, to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Pisces out there. So guys, just take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, Pisces, get in where you fit in, but as always, don't force yourself into a reading that's just not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Pisces? Pisces. All right, Pisces, you're starting out with the Death card. You have the Ace of Pentacles. And coming out together, we have the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Seven of Pentacles. So you've got a brand new start that's happening here. For a lot of you, there's something to do about finances coming in. It could be off of some sort of investment. But I feel like there was somebody that you had an ending with the Death card. But in this particular deck, the Death card shows that there was a little crack in that door that was left open. Also, there's this tie, this line that binds you and someone. And there was still something that was just left there. Just a small, like a hanging by a thread, literally. And really not knowing what way it's going to go. So I see a physical ending, but I see that there was just some small sliver of hope that was left. Well, it looks like that's coming about because there's a new and stable beginning that is happening here. You at some point were deciding what you should do, what direction you should go. Should you accept the offer? Should you not accept the offer? And I feel like at some point it just kind of became a coin toss as to whether you were going to invest in this or not. But I do feel like you were patient with yourself. You were patient with, making this decision. And so ultimately you've chosen to invest in this new beginning. So let me see who is in your energy. Show me who is in Pisces energy. All right, so whoever this is, now you could be dealing with another Pisces, but I feel like this is somebody that is highly focused on you. All right, so we have the Hangman. We have the Ace of Wands reversed. And coming out together is the Two of Pentacles along with Judgment. All right, so again, I'm seeing this ending here. All right, this is somebody that this kind of shook up their world. And I feel like they were waiting. There's this waiting energy. We'll have to clarify to see what it is that they're waiting for. But I do see that this ending shook up their world. And there was this sense of, I want to find balance. I want to try to, I've made the decision to try to bring this back together. I don't know if Pisces is going to go along with this plan or not. I want to bring in something beautiful. I want to bring in change. There's something about music that's involved in this. I don't know if the two of you share a song or, if this person sent you a song. I don't know, but there's something to do with music involved in this as well. But this person, wants to bring balance to a situation. Now, that being said, they're acknowledging that that balance is precarious. It won't take much to throw things off again. So they're really trying to use good judgment in the way that they handle this. But they're really hoping, Pisces, that you're going to follow along with them. This is somebody who I do feel is very highly focused on you. So let me see the energy between Pisces and this person. Six of Cups in the reverse. You were both trying to release each other. Definitely past energy or past person here. There's an energy here of both of you thinking that you're soulmates. An energy of a lot of things have gone on between the two of you. There's also this energy that you're going to have to both let bygones be bygones. This person, by the way, is charismatic. They're used to people, following along with whatever they say. But yeah, the energy that's currently here is you were trying to release each other. And now at this point, you know, there's a need to let some of the past go. All right, so let me see what's affecting this connection. The Strength card, it's a very strong bond. You could be dealing with a Leo. Yeah, Scorpio energy is here as well, but I definitely feel like there's a very strong bond here. You soothe this person in some way and you find them to be somebody you can lean on. So I do feel like it's a compatible relationship. There's been some very difficult and stormy times in your past, but you both want to have the courage and the strength to overcome those things. You're looking at this new beginning though, and they're kind of still focusing a little bit on the past, on that storm. So that could be why they're a little bit more in this waiting energy than you are. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome. This person may feel that you have kind of cast a spell over them, is what I'm hearing. All right, we have the Empress in the reverse. All right, so something new is trying to be born here. You're being very patient about it. This person is hoping you follow through, follow along. I do feel like they're a little slower here in the process. They're making decisions. They're weighing up the pros and cons. So something new is trying to be birthed here. Something that right now is not growing. It's not like producing exactly what you want it to. It's going to take patience. It's going to take investment. It's going to take balance from their side. It's going to, you know, there's got to be this reconciliation that goes through. So this will likely go into the upright, but at this point it's not. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. This is underlying energy. That is indicating to me that you are a very strong and independent person. I feel like you're financially doing well. I feel like you've kind of, you know, when this relationship ended, you took a step back and you basically took care of you. You're showing up here as single, but also extremely independent and you know, self-nurturing. So let me see. I'm going to clarify. Why is the Death card here for Pisces? There's that Ace of Pentacles again. The Magician, you manifested this. And the Six of Coins reverse. Yeah, you've manifested this new beginning. You have. What do you want to let go of? Well, you want to release and let go of something that was not balanced, something that was not equal. In the past, I feel like this person may have breadcrumbed you, or it was an unequal relationship. There was no balance here. So you're releasing that. You're letting that go. You're letting go of this sense of imbalance, and you're manifesting this new, stable, happy relationship. So let me see the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you've manifested this. Show me the Ace of Pentacles for Pisces. All right, Six of Wands reversed and the Emperor. You could be dealing with a twin flame connection or a deep soulmate connection if you don't believe in the twin flame concept. But what I'm seeing here is out of failure, somebody is taking action, likely the masculine energy. And if so, you may be the masculine, or it may be you may be the feminine, and the masculine's taking the lead here. But regardless, this was a relationship you had basically written off as being a failure. And I do feel like now somebody here is taking action. Somebody's taking control of this because they have such strong feelings. It's not clear to me if it's you or it's the other person, but somebody is. Now, here is my concern. If this is a twin flame connection, what's holding this up, or even a deep soulmate connection, what's holding this up is the fact that you are still not on the same page just yet with this person. So I do feel there's very strong feelings here. There's strong manifestation. There's the ability for this to be a very stable connection and feel all shiny and bright and new. But you've got to get on the same page, likely with things that have occurred in the past. So let me see. I see you really taking control of your own life here. You kind of turned around everything. You were feeling like everything was a bust. Everything was lost. And you really have turned around your own life. Some of you are doing something with your own business at this point. All right, you're overcoming fears. You're overcoming fear of failure. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands reversed. We have the High Priestess reversed. And we have the Eight of Swords reversed. So you've had some sort of an epiphany about what direction you want to take with this. See, it's like this, Pisces. In this particular deck, you were headed down this road. You didn't care where you were going, but you weren't going to stay where you were. So there was an ending here, likely of a marriage or a long-term connection, okay? So there was an ending here. It brought you to that crossroads, and you were kind of like, I don't care where I go, but I'm not staying in this situation. So you kind of threw it up to the universe. And at this point, and you were patient with that too. So at this point, you know, you've decided that the ending that you were set on is not really what's happening for you. You've decided instead you're going to invest. And with that decision has come so much relief. So much relief, because there was so much anxiety. You were constantly thinking about this person, constantly thinking about this situation. Once you made this decision that the ending, Four of Wands reversed, was not the direction you were going to go, Page of Pentacles reversed, then, and investing, Seven of Pentacles, into this connection, that's where all that anxiety melted away. You freed yourself from it. I really like your empowerment here, Pisces. You're very empowered. I also feel like, you know, there could have been something that came out that helped you to make this decision. Something was revealed to you. Something that had been kept secret was revealed to you, and that has helped you make this decision as well. So let's look at this person's energy. Spirit, why is the Hangman here for the person in Pisces energy? Yeah, they walked away, Eight of Cups, and the Hermit. Yeah, but this person, when they walked away from this connection, they went within. They may have ghosted you. There is some ghosting energy here, but this person went within. They did some soul searching. They were looking for answers. And I feel like, you know, during the time, there was an absence here where there was this waiting energy. You weren't really having anything to do with them. They weren't having anything to do with you. There was a trying to release the connection, let it go. This person was soul searching. They were not looking for the answers outside of themselves. They were looking for the answers within. And about what? Well, primarily about you. So if you walked away, they were trying to figure out, why did Pisces walk away? What happened here that made them walk away? And if they were the one who walked away, they were trying to figure out why they felt such a need to do that. But they never let you out of their mind. Let me see. Even though they weren't talking to you, why is the Ace of Wands here? Thank you. Two of Cups. Four of Cups reversed. Oh, okay. So when this relationship ended, it made them realize how much they cared for you. It made them realize how much they loved you. What are they waiting for? They were waiting to reach out. Four of Cups reversed. They tried to stop thinking about you. They tried to just let this go. I feel like they felt it was a missed opportunity. But at some point, this is telling me they either already reach out or they're going to. They love you. They definitely love you. You could be dealing with a Virgo or a Gemini. Let me see. Let me see. The more they tried to forget you, the more you were there, though. And the more convinced they were that you are a soulmate. Show me the bottom energy for the person in Pisces energy. Okay, Ten of Cups reversed. The King of Cups, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer energy. And the Eight of Wands reversed. Yeah, they definitely love you. They definitely love you. They've been very unhappy. They feel, so I don't know if you blocked them or if they blocked you, but that's what they're trying to bring balance back to, the communication, the connection. And they feel like, Pisces, that if they mess up at all, you're going to be angry or upset with them and you're going to block them again. So they're trying to do everything just right, because this person without you was very unhappy. And I'm telling you, they did try to move forward. They did. But I feel like they just weren't able to. Yeah, there's an energy of them being unhappy about a lack of communication, possibly distance, or being blocked here. They were keeping an eye on you, even though the two of you were not together. They were still keeping an eye on you, but truthfully, there's a fear that's here for this person, and they fear that if they don't make the right judgment calls, if they don't do the right actions, that you're going to get upset and you're going to block them all over again. And that would make them just very unhappy. That would make them feel devastated, because they do. They love you so much. Let me see the energy between Pisces and this person. All right, we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. We have the King of Swords reversed. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And the Three of Coins reversed. There's some sort of a karmic energy to a lot of this. I don't know if it's a karmic lesson or a cycle, but I do see that there was a lack of communication. You were both trying to release each other, let each other go. And that could be your current situation now, or you could be already in the energy where, you know, you're trying to work it out. But what I'm seeing is that there was a period here, but you were even a period where you weren't talking. You felt this person was dishonest. You may have been even angry with them. They felt like you were uncooperative, that you didn't want to have any kind of a foundation with them. So they were trying to figure things out. You were over here manifesting this new beginning, but there were some negative emotions that were still here. I feel like you were angry. I feel like they weren't cooperating in the communication. So, but it's really because neither of you actually wanted to let the other person go. Let me see why the Strength card is here. Show me what's affecting this connection. Yeah, you had options. You definitely had options. We have the Seven of Cups and the Four of Swords. So they were clammed up. They weren't talking. They were trying to figure out how to communicate with you, how to reach out to you. Was it going to be too late? Would you recognize them if they did reach out to you? Would you accept that? They had all these strong feelings, but they were keeping them all to themselves. You, on the other hand, it looks like you definitely had options because you were confused about this person or what to do in order to make this manifest and bring this about. There was some doubt in you as to whether this was ever going to come together. So there was a little bit of confusion, but you did have options here as well. I am seeing that some of you actually had somebody that was in an emperor role that was also an option. But I feel like ultimately there's a strength that's in this connection that you did not feel elsewhere. I am also seeing here that you really took control of your life, Pisces. And actually, so did this person, because I see them, this person was not as forward with it as you were, but I can see that they went within and they did a lot of the healing work as well. Let me look at your outcome. So there's still a little bit of confusion here. There's still a little bit of confusion. There's still something here that this person doesn't feel comfortable opening up to you about. And again, that's probably their fear that they're going to get blocked. Let me see your outcome. Show me the outcome for Pisces. All right, we have the Three of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. We have the Five of Wands reverse, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. I like seeing that Wheel of Fortune. All right, so in your outcome, we see that there's something new that is being birthed here, something that is very productive, something that's going to really grow, really take off. It hasn't quite taken off yet. Why? Well, because you're waiting. You're both waiting. You're a little confused. This person's kind of, still healing a little bit. You're waiting to bring this together into some sort of formal commitment is what it looks like. King of Pentacles is all about commitment and stability. There could also be financial implications to this. So there's a little bit of a waiting energy for this to really take off and start popping. However, you have no conflicting feelings about this. You've really freed yourself from the anxiety, and you have realized that you are definitely wanting to invest in this. So I don't feel like you have any conflict about what direction you want this to go. You see this person as being your person. Now, in their energy, they have the Wheel of Fortune. They feel so lucky. They feel like, okay, how in the world did I go from Pisces blocking me and being so unhappy and just sitting here with all my feelings and loving Pisces from afar? How did I go from that to this thing fixing to pop off, to us getting back together, to us being able to release past hurts, past pains, and turn this over and have a new beginning? So they're feeling extremely lucky right here. And I am seeing that this is destined. There is a destined aspect of this. So I do feel that the two of you are working things through individually and together. I don't see conflict between the two of you, and I do see that there is commitment. You're both committed to making this work. It's just that there is some sort of a waiting period here prior to this really popping off. So this is excellent. This is a very nice reading, Pisces. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. This indicates to me that you became single because of a very painful situation, possibly involving third-party energy, but it really pushed you into self-care, self-discovery, and self-independence. And so that's the underlying energy here. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle card, pulling for Pisces. Pulling for Pisces. All right, Pisces, let's see. What do you desire? All right, it says, you now have the opportunity to write the script according to your heart's true desires. Once you clearly decide upon your true desires and know that you're ready and deserving of them, they'll rush into your life as if by magic. That's that manifesting card there. You have totally manifested this entire reconciliation. So congratulations to you. I do feel like a lot of that is because you've invested in yourself and you've done a lot of the healing work here. You decided to take care of you and then basically, go in and take charge of your life. So you've manifested this. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Pisces. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity so more Pisces can hear the message. And until I see you in your next reading, Pisces, know that you're loved and namaste.